closely watch this double threat in the Atlantic. Two big storms developing right now. Hurricane Jose could bring flooding and rain to the East Coast.
And Hurricane Maria is threatening to strike the hard-hit Caribbean. It's forecast to become a Category 4 storm and could take aim at the U.S. The Caribbean is already, feeling the effects. This morning, our chief meteorologist, Ginger Z, is here and has the latest on its path. Good morning, Ginger.
Robin, can you believe it? Here I am talking about two hurricanes again. And yes, I think that Jose is the first we want to focus in on just because it's already happening. The images coming in from North Carolina, you can see some of the rough surf that's been impacting some of the Carolina coast there. That is going to move up the East Coast. And tomorrow especially, we've got Jose here some 280 plus miles away from the coast. But you could see 12-foot waves anywhere from Virginia and Delaware up through New Jersey, even Brooklyn. 12-foot waves. Can you imagine the impact and the beach erosion possible there? Tropical storm watches for up to 40, even close to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as this thing stays just in our enough offshore. And then we've got Hurricane Maria, and this one really will intensify in the next couple of days, 48 hours really. We'll be talking about its approach to the U.S. Virgin Islands, eventually Puerto Rico, but it's got to make its way through the Lesser Antilles first as it makes those intensifications. And then eventually the big question is, does it hit Florida? Everybody wants to know this, and most of the modeling taking it away from Florida. But we're going to be tracking that just as we track Puerto Rico's impact, and that's where we find our Rob Marciano this morning. Rob, another big one, headed so close, up to 15, even 20 inches of rain.
It is hard to believe, isn't it, Ginger? Our second major hurricane potentially hitting the same areas in less than 2 weeks. Here in Puerto Rico, they're already shutting down government offices and closing schools today. And for our friends in St. Martin and St. Thomas, they're still in for survival mode there. Food, water, shelter, they need it. They're passing out blue tarps just to give them something. And there's all that debris over there that could be flying around. So they're begging residents to try to pin that down with heavy rocks, whatever they can. San Juan's been kind of a hub for relief and recovery efforts. That's going to come to a halt as we wait for Maria. We did okay here in Irma, a lot of power out, fared okay, not a direct hit. But now we're looking at the potential for a Category 4 direct hit. And as we know from very recent experience, Ginger, that's not fun for anyone.
Rob, we feel so much for those islands. And of course, just to give people perspective, so active this season, we've actually seen the U.S. Virgin Islands, if they see it as a major hurricane, they've never had two major hurricanes hit this close to home in any season. So this is really starting to